Welcome to the Helio-X universe. 4 races, 1 galaxy. A history that began long before humanity ever looked up and wondered if it was alone.
Good morning. Take your seats. Today's lesson is different from anything we've covered before. We're not talking about materials or timelines or what happened on Mars 2 centuries ago. Today we're talking about who shares this galaxy with us. 4 other intelligent species, 4 other histories just as long and just as complicated as our own. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand not just who they are, but why every choice they've made has shaped the world you grew up in. 4 races, the Ethon, the Kreth, the Orin, the Vel, each with their own history, each with their own relationship to power, to survival, to each other. Some of them you'll find easy to understand. Some of them you won't. Let's begin. We start with the Ethon, the closest thing this story has to guardians. Ancient. Patient beyond anything human institutions have ever had to be. They were here in this solar system long before we existed, studying Helio-X, watching Mars, watching a tiny blue planet that hadn't produced anything resembling intelligence yet. The Ethon are also the only race known to build wormhole gates. To this day, no one knows whether they developed that technology themselves or whether they found it, the way we found Helio-X, left behind by something even older. When a hostile race called the Kreth found them, the Ethon made a choice that would echo for 2 billion years. The Ethon, the Guardians, humanoid, tall, graceful, the most familiar of the 4 races to human eyes. They understood the value of what they'd found on Mars long before any human ever would. So when the Kreth followed them through their own wormhole, hunting them, the Ethon made an impossible choice. They destroyed their own gate, stranded themselves, sacrificed their ship and most of their lives to make sure the Kreth could never follow that road to a civilization that didn't exist yet. They did this for us, before we were anyone, before we could even say thank you. Now the ones you need to fear, the Kreth. Understand something about them before you judge them too quickly. They are not conquerors because they enjoy it. They conquer because they have no choice left. Their technology, their weapons, their entire war machine consumes power faster than they can ever replace it. They have been burning through what they have for longer than recorded Kreth history can account for. Hunger built their empire. Hunger still drives it. The Kreth, the conquerors. Reptilian, armored, built for war. A species trapped in a cycle of their own making. The more they fight, the more they need. The more they need, the more they fight. They destroyed the Ethon mothership in this very solar system 2.3 billion years ago. They are still out there, still searching, still hungry. And somewhere in the back of their minds, they may already suspect what humanity has found. A very different kind of mind now. The Orin. If the Kreth are defined by what they take, the Orin are defined by what they refuse to give. Watchers, scholars. They observe everything and intervene in almost nothing. Some say they know more about the galaxy's history than every other race combined, including things about the Ethon, the Kreth, even ourselves, that they have simply chosen not to share. The Orin, the observers, cephalopod in form, with more than one mind working inside a single body, a central consciousness supported by smaller processing nodes throughout their limbs, allowing them to watch, calculate, and understand several things simultaneously. They rarely take sides. They rarely explain themselves. Whether that makes them wise or simply careful is a question this class has never fully answered. And finally, the Vel. Of all 4 races, the Vel are the hardest for a human mind to truly understand. There is no individual to speak to, no single person making a decision. The Vel exist as a single consciousness, distributed across countless bodies, each shaped for a different purpose. They did not choose this conflict. The Kreth found them first, long before they found us, and very nearly wiped them from existence. The Vel, the Hive, an ancient collective intelligence expressed not as one being but as many. Builders, defenders, and the voice of the collective working as a single will. For generations the Kreth hunted them nearly to extinction. It was ethon assistance, born from guilt over a connection the ethon themselves once made, that finally gave the Vel the strength to stop the slaughter. Today they remain among the Kreth's most determined enemies, a civilization that refused to disappear. So there you have it, 4 races, 4 very different relationships with power, with survival, with each other. The ethon protect, the Kreth consume, the Auran observe, the Vel endure. None of them asked humanity to become part of this story. But the moment that wormhole reopened, we did. Here is what I want you to remember above everything else in today's lesson. That door works in both directions. It took us to them. It will, eventually, take them to us. Whether that becomes humanity's greatest opportunity or its greatest danger depends entirely on what we do with the time we have left before that day arrives. Class dismissed.
Meet them all in Helio-X Accendancy, coming soon from Lozack Gaming. Red Reconquest is available now on Steam.